Tired of feeling like you're spinning all the plates in your design business and at any moment they could all come crashing down? Are you feeling like you're so close to breaking through to the next level, but those consistent projects still aren't flowing your way? Are you ready to finally take your business from a hobby to 100K and beyond? Then welcome to the Six Figure Designer Podcast. I'm talking all the techniques you need in your design business to start paying yourself, get great clients, and finally break through that 5-figure ceiling. Well, hey everyone, Pam Durkin here. I'm the closing coach for interior designers, and you may be wondering why I'm called the closing coach. It's because I help designers like you find great opportunities and then take them across the finish line, close them, and make them booked business. So today we're going to be breaking down the Luxury Client Academy program into each individual month, so you'll know exactly what you'll be working on in this coaching experience over the next 9 months when you sign up. If you're ready to sign up, the link to the application is going to be in the show notes, to be sure to check that out. So today we're going to be talking about the first 3 months and how critical these months are to the success in the program. Just like any good building, it starts with a solid foundation, and this is no different. So months 1 through 3 is really about creating the foundation of where we're starting and what's happening in your business. So this is also where we do a lot of individualized attention. So I get to know you and your business, and you really feel seen and heard, and just really gaining a really clear understanding on what's going on in your business. And then from there, you get to feel inspired and energized about where this is all going to go. I actually did an audit yesterday with another designer, and even just after that time together, she said, I just feel so much better. And I think part of that is having someone to talk to and just get all these things out, because it is a lonely business, and we do many times work by ourselves. So it's always nice to have someone to talk to. So I just want to tell you a little bit why I've structured even the beginning of the program this way, is because I have been in a lot of coaching programs, and believe it or not, am an introvert. I consider myself an introvert. So many people have told me that they don't see that in me, but I can, kind of put on the show for a little while, but then afterwards I need to retreat to my space. So I really am an introvert, and I've always felt uncomfortable being really visible and vocal in large groups, which a lot of these programs are. So I would listen and I would observe and I would take notes, and of course I would learn some very valuable things, but I always felt more like a number than an individual client. And that's why I've structured the first few months of this coaching experience like this, with that one-on-one attention, because the beginning is so individualized, and I really want to get to know you. I want to get to know your business. I want to hear what's going on, and I want you to feel comfortable to be able to open up and tell me about some sensitive things that are going on in your business. And I can't help you if I don't know what's going on. And to make that easier, we work together one-on-one in the beginning. So let's dive into month 1. That is really the get to know month, like me getting to know you, us getting to know each other, and me really understanding what's happening in your business. So that first month, we're going to be doing a deep dive business audit, where I ask you a bunch of questions ahead of time. I'm asking you what you've worked on in the last few months prior to starting this program, in terms of how are you getting clients, what's going on in your business, what's happening with your finances, what are some things that are concerning you, what are your biggest struggles or your biggest fears, what are you really worried about, right? And that's where I take a lot of that information. We spend a lot of time together, where then I can put together the customized strategic plan for you and your business over the next 9 months. And that is really critical, is just understanding you, your business, your market, where you're at, even where your head's at in your business and all of that. So that is what we do in the first month, and we kind of create the beginnings of this tracking sheet because I want to be measuring progress. This is the goal of this program, is to move you forward to triple your profits over the next 9 months. And so many of us just think we've got all those details in our heads, but we don't. We actually need to be writing these things down. We need to be talking about it and tracking it and putting it in a document. So that's what we do in that first month as I get to know you and your business. And in month 2, we really talk about the value of the affluent client, what the differences and the transformations that can happen when you're working with the right clients who have the right budgets, who are educated on what a designer provides. And you're going to be working on and actually doing some homework as to who's your best client, what's your best project, who is your best referral source. So you're going to be going back and really looking at the numbers and the information to start gathering what's going on in your business for real, not just what you think's happening, but what's going on. And then we're going to be adding you to a private Facebook group where you can have access to the other people in the group and post questions and ask for advice and things like that. And we're also going to be having a private podcast, which you will have access to so you can get recordings of all the group meetings. And then in the third month, we're going to start working with the group, and I'm going to be doing something that's really kind of fun. We're going to start implementing co-working sessions. And some of these sessions are going to be mandatory, but one of the things that I'm finding is that, we're all busy, and it's great to think that I can give you something to do and that you're going to find time to do it. But so many of you just have a lot going on, and it's so much easier to just do a co-working session where we literally are on Zoom together and we're all working on the same thing. So one of this session is going to be on is on networking, and we're going to talk about how to network. We're going to do some role playing with networking. We're going to be doing some training on where you should be visible and how you can network for profit. So many of you guys are joining groups and going to meetings, and you're putting the effort in, no doubt. You're definitely trying to get yourselves out there, but you're just not in the right place, or you don't know how to accurately determine if a group is the right place for you. So we're going to be talking about how you can determine what groups you should be in, where you should be visible, how to make the most of those groups. And we're also going to be putting together your best referral sources and your best trade sources. So that's the first 3 months of working together. It's a very intimate first 3 months. It's very foundational. We learn a lot about what's going on with you and your business. And you, I think, get some aha moments as to what's going on in your own business. So it's really critical. It's a great time to work a lot on your business and to really understand what's happening. And I would love to invite you to apply to the Luxury Client Academy. The application is super easy to fill out, and the information and link is in the show notes. So you can go ahead and click on that. This is going to be a very small, intimate group. You and I will be working together very closely throughout the entire process, but heavily in the first few months. And I'm just inviting 20 women. It's a small group. And we just want people who are committed to transforming their business. They're ready to take it to the next level. And if this is you, I want you to click that link in the show notes so that you can apply today. If you have any questions on anything, even the first 3 months, anything about the program, my email is in the show notes as well. I would love for you to reach out. I'm happy to answer anything you have. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.